All right. Hey, a little bit of a buffer there. This is Saturday, June the 17th, and you are awesome. Starting off, practice, nice slow practice, lots of deep holds. But to start off, 17th, yeah, so left side first, left shoulder to the camera. A short forward fold, taking some space between the vertebrae. May or may not pop. There we go. Yeah, right there. So above and below that vertebrae right there, that's where it popped. And look at that. Hey, the pain goes away after it pops. Funny stuff. Oh, the sensation goes away after it pops, right? Very cool. So now you actually have to get a timer. And we start off with a downward facing dog. Hold for about 3 minutes, and then you can still feel a hamstring a little bit. There we go. Scoot out and relax. And 27 seconds. And that's it for that. Next up, the awesome sequence towards an upward facing dog. Start off stretching the toes, usually a pop on the right big toe. Lean forward towards the wrists. Maybe a pop or two there. Oh, not today. No pops in the wrist today. Take this back. knees down, hero's pose. Small pops in the knees. And then take this forward a little bit. Yeah. Fingers towards toes, bend the elbows, arch the spine, anterior flex a little bit, or posterior flex on the spine a little bit. And that's all she wrote for that. Relax. Let the spine get in place naturally and slowly. And relax. And that is that. Right? So we go from here. Next thing we're going to do is the wheel pose, right? So let's do the transition. Not so easy when your wrists aren't quite ready for that. So yin yoga, right? You hold that pose for so long, you gotta come out easy. Because the body gets used to that pose. And the joints, the muscles, the tendons, everything gets set up just for holding that pose. And it's hard to, for when you transition between poses, you need to go perhaps a little slower than normal. So that was Savasana. And now we do fish pose. Very intense pose. And now, wheel pose. There we go. That's a wheel. And I can't see a timer. Still going. Yay. Feel a stretch somewhere in the body, right? And just keep feeling that. And that is it for that. Whoa. Take a moment to recover. Kind of intense on the wrists, a little lightheaded. Hey, there we go. So, next up, back to forward fold. Because the first time we do the forward fold, that sticks some spacing in the spine so that I can do a back bend. Because I even mentioned how I felt a couple pops in my low back, above and below a certain vertebrae. If I had not done that, if I had not done that forward fold, then I wouldn't be able to do my upward facing dog because I could feel, right, there's some pressure on a nerve down here, and when I do the forward fold, the vertebrae start to space out. They space out, right? Usually one will pop, one or more will pop. And when they pop, then that pressure on that nerve, whatever it is, goes away. Or that's what happens with me, right? And so when that pressure on that nerve goes away, then the back can do the both posterior and anterior flex with without pain, right? I still got to go slow because you still have to, when you switch from anterior flex like this to posterior flex, right? The vertebrae still have to get in the right position. The discs still have to slide around and move a little bit. So you go slow. But if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be able to get as far in my upward facing dog. Because if you look at closer towards November last year, when I was releasing these videos, I'd go straight from that first forward fold to an upward dog when I first started doing these videos like this. And yeah, I couldn't do the full expression of upward dog if I just tried to go forward to upward dog because I had sensation in my low back. I had nerve sensation in my low back. Now, if I held my upward dog, right, since it's yin yoga, since we do it for 3 minutes, then after enough time, the discs and vertebrae would get in the right spot so that I could do the full expression, but that would only happen after 30 seconds to a minute or 90 seconds, 30, 60, or 90 seconds. Whereas if I do that initial forward fold, right, and then feel those couple pops or get spacing without the pops, then I can much more quickly go into the full expression of upward facing dog. So that's why I always do 2 forward folds. So that's the point of the first forward fold. The point of this forward fold, second one in the practice, is I'm about to do some more leg exercises and a lot more anterior flex, right, folding forward. And so this is just to set that up. All right, so that is that. So now we do triangle pose. And having a video is very cool because you can see how you're doing, right? You can check out that spine, see if it's parallel. Oh, look at that. So that doesn't look parallel, right? But hey, you twist open, that does look parallel, right? Spine parallel to the earth. And look at that, hand behind the back. Grab the inside of the thigh. And then I like to flip that bottom hand around. Why do I do that? Because that feels okay. This has more sensation. There's no pain, but there's more sensation. It feels like there's more happening here. And eventually, yeah, you want to look up, but my neck, right side of the neck, can only look up for so long. That muscle still needs some strengthening to be able to look up. So I can do that for a little bit, but then I have to kind of look down and keep relaxing. At the same time, yeah, I feel a little bit on the left hamstring. Left hamstring is doing good. The right hamstring I've been having issues with. It's been I tore it a week or two ago, and not like viciously, right? But just a little bit. It got a little overextended. Some poses, the Hanumanasana monkey pose, and it's been nagging at me, right? Which creates an interesting conflict, right? Because I want to keep stretching, right? But also have to let the hamstring heal. And if you let heal, if you take too long before you stretch out again, right, you lose flexibility. So relax. Right hand, starting to fall asleep a little bit because the right shoulder, right, the biceps, right in the armpit, that area is kind of pinched off a little bit. There we go. Chest looks better, right? Hey, hey. This is not an easy pose, especially if you hold it for 3 minutes, especially on the upper body. With that arm behind the back, pretty intense. Yeah, the right arm is falling asleep. Yay. I feel stretch on the left leg. On the right side of the neck, muscles not doesn't have the endurance to look up the whole time. So yeah, a lot going on in this pose. That's the left side, right? The left side can get into the pose a little bit easier than the right side. All right, unwind. Very chatty today. Nice and slow. Allow for some recovery because that right arm nerve's still waking up a bit. Dismiss that. Start the other side. And feel that right hamstring. That's right. Go very slow. So yeah, compare this with the other side, right? I'm going significantly slower because I've got a lot of sensation um, right up at the hip level of the hamstring, right? The hip side, not close to the knee, close to the hip. And there's that. And then hey, hey. Fingertips. Yay, fingertips. The left side of the neck seems to be a little easier for the left side to look up than it was for the right side. So, so on the other side, it could be more than a simple muscle endurance issue, something else going on. But with practice, right, it always gets better. Feel the right hamstring, some good tension on it. Yeah, so there we go. Now, left side of the neck's giving out. Also says, "Hey, we've had enough." Yeah. 8 seconds. That's that. Left arm didn't fall asleep as much. It did a little bit, where I still feel some pins and needles. Slowly disengage that right hamstring. Slips back and forth a little bit. Because even the left side feels a little tender right up the hip joint. All right, so that is that. We'll make that the hamstring practice for the day. And let's do some hip openers. I feel like doing a hip opener today. So, hip opener, and it is the 17th. So, left leg first. Do a little teeter. Yeah, no, we're not doing a teaser. Because I can already feel that right hamstring. Shin to chest. Foot to chest. Foot to chest. Shin to chest. And big boy. Foot behind the head. For not having done this for, I think, almost a week or so, seems surprisingly open. Very cool. Maybe those triangles help get it open a little more. And that's that again, very slow. After you've held the pose of yin yoga for a little bit. And the other side. So, let's see, this side I can do the teaser, right? Because the left hamstring's feeling fine. And the right hamstring, taking a while to heal. Shin the chest. Foot the chest. Careful the hamstring. Foot the chest. Get the timer a little bit better. There we go. And So I feel sensation, right? I feel a stretch happening on the thigh, but it's not, and the hamstring's not loose, right? But the stretch is not really with the hamstring for this. It's more, there are different muscles. Whatever part of my hamstring is not feeling good, this is not hitting that part of the hamstring. It's close, right? But it's not, it's a different muscle. About another 20 seconds. And that is that. Careful, careful. And I want to try my awesome stretch, even though I can feel the hamstring already. See what that feels like. So I can get the legs a little closer than normal. So that's like right at 90 degrees. Very, very slow. Get all the parts into a good spot. There we go. Awesome stretch. Yay. About another 20 seconds. And the other side. Left side always takes longer. For whatever reason, the spine, pelvis just don't like going to the left side as much as the right. Yeah, this one's less a hamstring issue, whereas the right side's more of a hamstring issue. Being careful to take care of the sensations from the right hamstring, whereas this side, it's more, it seems like the vertebrae just don't want to move over. About another 10 seconds. All right, wide splits. Yeah, at a certain point, you don't know if the tenderness is just because it's healed, but when they stretch, right? Or like it's healed up, but it has healed up in such a manner that it no longer has the flexibility that it once had. So you've got to slowly get it back to the flexibility that you had in it. side. And that's that. All right, a little bit of handstand practice. So what shall we do today? Watched another yogi on the internet. She is awesome. I've seen her in person. She totally rocks. That's the right hamstring. Right hamstring is not happy. A lot of sun salutations, right? They end up with forward fold and then you hop back, right? And then a lot of yogis like to try and add some form of handstand to that, right? So from forward fold, try to get the hips up. So I can get the hips up, but not the legs, huh? All right. Yeah, balance, balance, balance. All right. So I think that's it for today. That was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. And if you watched, you totally rock. All right. Take cool. Yeah, take your cool. Have care and enjoy the rest of the day.